Hello and a warm welcome to Federal special program Capital Beat. BJP leader and Bajrang Dal founder Vinay Katiyar today said that former Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Trust General Secretary Champat Rai, Administrator Gopal Rao, and former trustee Anil Mishra could go to jail in the coming days in connection with irregularities and donations to the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi temple. Now, he was speaking to the ANI. We'll play the bite in a short while from now. But what he spoke to ANI was that, and he spoke about the Ram Mandir donation theft. He said that funds had been siphoned off and said he had discussed the matter with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And I'm just going to quote him. It's clear that money has been siphoned off. I spoke to Modi ji over this matter and he asked what would happen in future. I told him everything will be fine. There might be a chance that Champat Rai, Gopal Rao, and Anil Mishra go to jail in the coming days. And then he also started talking about Kalyan Singh, saying that we have sacrificed for that place. 7 or 8 of our people were martyred there. Kalyan Singh asked, what are you doing? I said, nothing is happening. Whatever happens, God will make it right. Kalyan Singh ji was a very good ruler and administrator. But what is the mystery behind why Vinay Katiyar thought of speaking to Prime Minister Modi? Now, we should not forget that the Ram Temple Trust Council meeting is supposed to be taking place on 5th of July. The SIT investigation has been extended by 15 days to widen the scope of the ambit. So, could there be something big coming? Because if Vinay Katiyar has spoken to Prime Minister Modi, what could have happened? Just let's hear Vinay Katiyar and see what he has said.
जी के साथ में संपर्क में है फोन पर
इस मामले में
इसी मामले में और यहाँ जब आ गए तो मोदी जी ने कहा रात को वो 1:30-2 बज गए होंगे रात के। तो उन्होंने कहा कि अरे भाई क्या क्या होगा अब। अरे तो मैंने कहा कि सब ठीक हो जाएगा, कुछ तो है नहीं। लेकिन जब हम यहाँ आ गए तो उसमें देखा चंपत राय भी है, गोपाल राव भी है, ये सब जितने हैं ये, हाँ, अनिल मिश्रा हैं। तो ये तो किसी कारण से थोड़ा बच गए, जेल नहीं जा पा रहे हैं। अब हो सकता आगे जाएं अभी।
Expressing the possibility that Anil Mishra, Champat Rai, and Gopal Rao might go to jail. Now, why do you think was the question we are asking that why all of a sudden Vinay Katiyar spoke to Prime Minister Modi? How would we decode this development where Vinay Katiyar has thought of speaking to Prime Minister Modi on this? What was the compulsion? Is there something big happening? Joining me this evening is Shaira Naeem, senior journalist and political commentator. Thank you so much, Shaira ji, for joining. We have Sarvesh Tripathi, Samajwadi Party spokesperson. Thank you so much, Sarvesh, for joining. And let me begin with Shaira ji. Shaira ji, how would you decode Vinay Katiyar's statement today that he spoke to Prime Minister Modi on this alleged Ram temple theft? You'll have to unmute. Ma'am, just unmute yourself.
First of all, Nilu, it's not very clear when he spoke to him. When he spoke to Prime Minister Modi. From this statement, it is not clear whether it is before the names of Champat Rai and the senior people cropped up, or it is after these names came up. Because he says that when I came back, I discovered that all these people are also now part of it. So if he spoke before that, it's a different thing altogether. But if he spoke now, when these names are very much there, then it has a different connotation. So if he spoke after these names came out and after the resignations, then it will be interpreted as a damage control, as kind of making a distancing the highest authorities.
No, but do you feel that is it about a phone call? Is it about just a random statement he's made and people have started speculating about it, because if you look at the news websites, everybody says that Vinay Katiyar spoke to Prime Minister Modi. Now, it's not even clear whether there was a phone call, when he spoke, what time he spoke, but all the news websites are printing this story that Vinay Katiyar spoke to Prime Minister Modi. What is the reason for that?
Because everybody wants to know what's happening. People are very curious to track what is really happening on this. So every bit of news is taken very seriously. From the bite, it is really not clear when he spoke and in what context all these things appeared. What will happen in the future means what. It's very difficult
Right. In
to
fact,
make.
right. In fact, I think for the viewers, we should play that bite again of Vinay Katiyar just to get an idea whether it was a phone call.
संपर्क
Let's
में है फोन
read into
पर
the words he's using.
इस
Yes.
मामले में है।
इसी मामले में। और यहाँ जब आ गए तो मोदी जी ने कहा रात को वो 1:30-2 बज गए होंगे रात के, तो उन्होंने कहा कि अरे भाई क्या क्या होगा अब। अरे तो मैंने कहा कि सब ठीक हो जाएगा, कुछ तो है नहीं। लेकिन जब हम यहाँ आ गए तो उसमें देखा चंपत राय भी है, गोपाल राव भी है, ये सब जितने हैं ये, हाँ अनिल मिश्रा हैं, तो ये तो किसी कारण से थोड़ा बच गए, जेल नहीं जा पा रहे हैं। अब हो सकता आगे जाएं अभी।
Yes, this bite lacks clarity. It's not very clear whether he's spoken to Prime Minister Modi today or maybe a few days back or before this Ram Temple loot came on the forefront. But I'm just wondering as to why the news websites are calling this as something, as a fresh development. Also, Sharad Pradhan joins us, author and political commentator. Sharadji, if I may come to you, how do you make out of this story? You know, I'm just reading the print. Look at the headline, which the print is written. Champat Rai, Anil Mishra could face jail in Ram Temple donation row, says movement leader Vinay Katiyar. That is what they have said. Then money control told PM Modi that Champat Rai dash 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 BJP leader Vinay Katiyar. This is money control. Similarly, uh, uh, then there are other times now. Champat Rai, Anil Mishra may go to jail. That's what Vinay Katiyar is saying. Now, how is this statement to be read? Has he spoken to Prime Minister Modi? Has he? When did he speak? And Shaira is right that it's not very clear when he met. But all of a sudden, this news is going viral that apparently Vinay Katiyar has spoken to Prime Minister Modi.
I also would suspect that there is some mystery behind this because I've been trying to reach Vinay Katiyar and he was not responding. And after you showed the clip, I'm quite convinced that he remains ambiguous about what Shaira asked. When he spoke to the Prime Minister, how he spoke, was it exchanged messages? That is not clear. So, for all you know, this might have the way the media has pulled a fast one that he spoke to Prime Minister. Because word could have come from Delhi that whether he actually spoke to Prime Minister or not. Or is he referring to some earlier talk? But the fact that he is talking about Champat Rai and Anil Mishra and Gopal Rao, so this can't be a very long back types. And I wonder whether Vinay Katiyar has that kind of access that he picks up the phone and as a hotline to the Prime Minister.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
this poor man, I will call him a poor man. I known Vinay Katiyar for ages, and he was so put off when he was not even, he didn't even get an invite for the Pran Pratishtha. He spoke to me on that day, a day later, and he said, no, नहीं हमको कहाँ आया, हमको कौन पूछता है. And it remains that he is one of those guys who've been in the thick of the temple movement. I remember watching him. I was there on the 6th of December 1992, and I was atop a building just next to the Babri Masjid. And I saw how this man he went inside and then packed something in a. He was carrying a steel box, and somebody else was also holding it. They were running out of the place. So we all thought when we saw him in the box. In fact, I was one of those who thought that maybe he's put some dynamite or something in that. Subsequently, we were told that he is the
No,
one
but
who
Charanjit,
took up the
these very
Ram
yeah,
Lala's idol. When Nilu,
right,
it was Ram Lala's idol that was carried by him before the
right.
demolition.
No, I was just trying to interrupt you because here now it's a mystery whether Vinay Katiyar has spoken to Prime Minister Modi or is not
Right.
spoken. Now I'm just looking
Very
at
true.
the Times Now website. Just hear me out what they have
Yeah.
written. Now I'm
Yeah.
just reading that out what and
Please,
how they.
please.
One second. Uh, yeah. 1 minute. No, this is the ANI. Let me just take a look at how they've written it. 1 second. I'm just opening the thing. Yeah. So this is how it goes. BJP leader and Bajrang Dal founder Vinay Katiyar on Friday said that former Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust General Secretary Champat Rai, former trustee Anil Mishra, and Administrator Gopal Rao could go to jail in connection with the alleged embezzlement of donation funds at Ayodhya's Ram Temple. While speaking to ANI, Katiyar claimed that the donation funds have been siphoned off and he had a conversation with PM Modi over the matter. Now, how does one read that? And then he goes on to say,
Hmm.
and exactly they've quoted, it's clear that money has been siphoned off. I spoke to Modi ji over this matter and he asked what would happen in future. I told him everything will be fine. There might be a chance that Champat Rai, Gopal Rao, and Anil Mishra might go to jail in the coming days. This is what how Times Now also is putting up that he had a conversation with Modi. Now, irrespective of the fact that whether this conversation was today or a few days back, but it's very clear that he had a conversation with Prime Minister Modi. Now, how does one believe this?
But
Yes,
what surprises me, Nilu, is that in this conversation, in this so-called conversation, uh, Vinay Katiyar is saying that Modi ji asked me what is going to happen, which is sounds a little strange. Why should Modi be asking Vinay Katiyar कि आगे क्या होगा? And then this guy says everything will be all right.
hmm.
Yeah, but there could be, now on second thoughts, I feel maybe Modi was wanting to have a feel of what is happening on ground
On the
zero.
ground.
And Vinay Katiyar is a Ayodhya man, and because what he might have thought was whether this will have a serious impact on the electoral fortunes of the BJP, because that is the prime worry of Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah and the whole whole the whole group. I mean, even Bhagwat, because that is the reason why they are trying to paint a different kind of a picture is that the RSS should not get any kind of blemish. And this man, when Champat Rai is known as a hardcore RSS man, I've been on a couple of TV channels, mainstream channels, where the RSS guys were defending Champat Rai no end and giving a justification which is absolutely illogical and very, very male chauvinistic, because this RSS man was trying to argue with me that look here, Mr. Champat Rai is not only a dedicated BJP worker, RSS worker, but he is also unmarried. This was his argument. So why should he be indulging in the loot? So I said I don't go by this logic that a man becomes corrupt only after getting married. And maybe this is RSS logic, because RSS in any case is heavily biased against women. So that could be your logic. That's not mine. And by that argument, all unmarried men are very honest, and all married men are crooks. And
Right.
what is this nonsense? What is
No,
this
but
nonsense?
I'm still not able to fathom as to how Vinay Katiyar's bite should be taken. Now, ANI has taken a bite. I told you the names of the websites and the TV channels which are showing as if Vinay Katiyar has had a word with Prime Minister Modi. Now, when that is not very clear, but why this kind of a story has been put out? Is it, Sarvesh, I'll come to you, that is Vinay Katiyar looking for some relevance? Because nobody talks about him. Was he looking for
Yeah.
relevance in and have his own pound of flesh, have his own pound of presence, if I may say, that look, people have
Uh,
forgotten about me. I was so much an important part of this Ram Temple movement. we have to sacrifice our lives. Almost so many of them got martyred, and nobody is asking me anything. So, which is why he's evoked a sudden interest by making a statement like this. Could that be a
On
possibility?
the Nilu, on the hindsight, it could also be the other way. It could be that Modi is trying to, because the way the mainstream channels are carrying it, I would attribute this idea to the Modi and Modi's Godi media, because the way they are highlighting it, it could be to convey an impression that Mr. Modi is trying to get a feel of what is happening on ground zero. So that is this could also be the reason. Or Vinay Katiyar can try giving this false impression. He is done in his heydays. He used to do these kind of things. But how is he going to achieve by uttering a lie in this? Because Amit Malviya and the whole gang will start bombarding him with missiles if he tried doing that. But there is something fishy. It could either be that somebody in the PM setup, they want to send this word across because Modi is so far been silent on the whole issue. The man who elected, who handpicked Champat Rai is Modi. And if he is silent, so there is some scheme now working to give the impression that Mr. Modi is keeping track of things. And this is his way of doing it. See, look here, he even spoke to, because nobody is saying that he hasn't spoken to Vinay Katiyar or Vinay Katiyar hasn't spoken to him. So there is something missing somewhere, but this is part of a big design. The manner in which, Vinay Katiyar had spoken, Champat Rai is now at the eye of the storm. Mr. Nipendra Mishra, who was supposedly closest to the Prime Minister at that point of time, he was also close to Mulayam Singh Yadav when the firing was ordered. He is close to everyone. And today, he is the first one to give a certificate of integrity and honesty to Champat Rai. You remember the day? On day one, he said he had nothing to do with the trust. He was only in charge of the construction committee. Barely 36 hours later, obviously at somebody else's behest, he suo moto gave a certificate to Champat Rai. I can vouch for Champat Rai, not anybody else. This is Nipendra Mishra talking.
No,
So
but
there is.
right. No, but I'm still wondering about this possibility of the statement today was made by Vinay Katiyar. Sarvesh, I'll come to you and I'll ask you the same question: that is this about making himself relevant in the scheme of things as far
Yeah.
as a Ram temple loot is concerned? Sarvesh, coming to you. Yeah.
The first thing I would second the statement Sharad sir made, that it is not about when Vinay Katiyar was played earlier. Now he's being played again. He has nothing to do with this. See, Vinay Katiyar
So are you saying
is
he's like a
being.
pawn? Are you saying
Yes,
he's like a pawn?
he was
Okay.
initially, he was not a pawn. It was their movement, but
Right.
it was hijacked. BJP got into it. Now Vinay Katiyar is a pawn. Mr. Yogi Adityanath is just a rook on the chessboard. He can go forward, he can go backwards, he can do nothing. So now I'm happy. See, the whole thing is he's being made to speak about this name that Mr. Modi is concerned, because the trust was appointed by the PMO. The SIT was formed by CMO. So SIT cannot do a thing when it comes about to PMO. So now everyone is asking that where is Modi? So here is Modi in this
If
picture. He
you,
cannot say a thing
Sarvesh,
without a teleprompter.
Sarvesh, if you
Yes.
just hyphenate, if you try and hyphenate the statement of Vinay Katiyar, now there are two parts to it. One is that Champat Rai, Anil Mishra, and Gopal Rao will go to jail. The second
Yes.
part is that I spoke to Prime Minister Modi. Now, Champat Rai, Anil Mishra going to jail is a possibility which we have been discussing for so long. The only
Yes.
new angle in his statement is that he spoke to Prime Minister. Now, that
No,
is not very clear,
both
and China
both
also
both
explained
both
that.
can be. See, to my perspective, both can be a possibility, because Champat Rai or Anil Mishra will eventually go into jail. He has sacrificed so much earlier. He will have to sacrifice again. So that is the eventuality. BJP will wash its hand and will use the card that, see, we ensured that Champat Rai goes into jail. And Narendra Modi, as I say very clearly, Narendra Modi is number 2 in the country. So Narendra Modi cannot be very clear when it comes to the electoral
But
politics.
Sarvesh, doesn't this question arise like what Charaji was saying, that he was struggling for an invite during the Ram Temple consecration ceremony? Now, all of a sudden, why will Prime Minister Modi feel the need to pick up Vinay Katiyar's
Credibility,
call
ma'am.
if it is a
Credibility.
flop?
Credibility. Credibility. If it is about Ram Mandir, Vinay Katiyar's name is more credible than Narendra Modi or Amit Shah, or for Yogi for that matter, or any
Okay.
name. So other big names were killed or they died under very uh, unique circumstances. You know the names and how they were killed or they died. So Vinay Katiyar is the only person alive who is the biggest name in this movement. So he'll be used for obvious reasons. There is no credibility for Narendra Modi if it comes to Ram Mandir now. It is very
Right.
clear.
No,
And
but if
for
you're
electoral
using,
politics also, when he asks कि अब क्या करना, अब क्या होगा, so he'll have to ask Mr. Amit Shah, because
right.
he is clueless now. He's number
No,
two
but
in
if
the country.
right, you said that Vinay Katiyar is being used. Now, this utility angle, Shaira, I'll come to you. That if there is a utility angle, and if the utility is the end goal between this statement, what Vinay Katiyar has said, who's using whom? I want to understand. If he says that I spoke to Prime Minister Modi and he spoke about the embezzlement of funds, so I'm to assume that this call or whatever communication has happened between Vinay Katiyar and Prime Minister Modi has happened only after this theft came to light. Now, who is benefiting from whom? Is Prime Minister
Right.
benefiting from Vinay Katiyar, or is Vinay Katiyar benefiting from Prime Minister?
If it if it if it has happened at all, it's a mutual kind of
Well said.
beneficial
Well,
thing. It's
Symbiotic
both
relationship.
That
helping each
makes it
other.
more
If it has
interesting. That
happened at
makes it
all,
more interesting.
yes,
Yeah,
because see, what I think is that Vinay Katiyar is, as Sarvesh said, that trying to become relevant and credibility. Uh, and the thing is showing that he has access straight to the prime minister. So, playing that thing. And if Modi spoke to him at all, it would be to distance himself from this entire mess. Because people are saying even Champat Rai and the others are just uh, pawns in the big game which has happened, which goes even
no, so
higher
is
up.
there a
And
possibility that now Vinay Katiyar will become a shield for Prime Minister Modi?
well, we can't say that because even the statement is very confusing.
Yes,
What he said in his own language, which we heard, was different from
hmm.
what Times Now has put in. Times
right,
Now has paraphrased it, and that is something very different
Yeah.
from what this Katyar said in his own words. So that is
right.
why it's very difficult to draw any kind of conclusion to what it is really. I'm
Right.
still not clear what he means by when I went back and I saw that all these names are also there. That means this is last week. This is because only after
Yeah.
the resignations and all that their name started doing the rounds. So it
Right.
is very difficult to make any serious kind of analysis of what this actually means. So it's a hypothesis, and as far as hypothesis goes, it we can only speak like this. It can't be anything definitive. I can't really draw much
Absolutely.
from this statement.
Right. And
Yeah.
Sharuchi, now has
Yeah.
media got this wrong? And he's chosen to speak only to ANI. He's the you yourself said that you've been trying to speak to Vinay Katiyar for quite some time. He's evasive, but all of a sudden he chooses ANI to talk about it.
Well, that further arouses suspicion that this it is in a scheme of things being masterminded in Delhi, because ANI is the mouthpiece of the Prime Minister and his cohorts. Everybody knows that. And ANI going to him on this issue, so there could have been a brief interaction between him and Modi, which is being highlighted systematically by ANI, so that people get to know and to impress upon others that Modi his silence is for some strategic reasons, but he is keeping a tab on all the developments, because this story will, even if it is, if you think that it is for to Vinay Katiyar trying to get importance in this whole game, I don't think he'll achieve much, because that will end up in 24 hours. Delhi will stands to gain more out of it than Vinay Katiyar gaining out of it. Because the people who are masterminding everything from Delhi, and they are the ones who appointed Champat Rai, they are the ones who constituted this whole trust. I don't think the spirit of the Supreme Court was actually followed in handpicking these trust members. It was confined only to VHP and the RSS. Otherwise, had it been strictly on the lines that Supreme Court had conveyed, had directed, this would have been a more broad-based trust, not limited to just RSS people, and not limited to the
No, but
whims of Mr. Modi.
Vinay Katiyar's statement does confuse the people. I don't know what is the reason, what is the objective. We do not know. But the very fact that the SIT investigation now has been extended by 15 days, there is a Ram Temple Trust Council meeting which is scheduled for 5th of July. Now,
July.
can we really ask this question, that is this something big coming out of that council meeting? Apparently, there are 14 members. If you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think 14
Hmm.
members are supposed to be deciding the future course of action in this particular case. Yes, Sharaj.
I think you got it right, because the, for all you know, on the 5th, if something big is happening, then there is reason to believe what Vinay Katiyar is saying, because they wanted from ground, maybe they wanted somebody who has been in the scheme of things earlier, and Vinay Katiyar is a known brand in this case. So he might be, he's being used as a pawn by Delhi to send the word that, look here, even Vinay Katiyar is saying that Champat Rai, because so far Champat Rai was being protected by Modi, Shah, and Bhagwat. So they had needed some cue from somewhere, some important place, to take action against him. So eventually, if they think that they can, water down everything and bring an end to this controversy and bring an end to this discussion, they might be trying this route, and they might be have already told Champat Rai, ki, look here, buddy, you just lie low. We'll accept your resignation. Don't worry. We'll look after you. We won't allow anything big to happen. But for the time being, we want to, take the people's attention. And Modi is too smart at diverting attention of the people. So this could be, but whatever it is, now I'm increasingly I'm ready to believe that there has been some conversation between Vinay Katiyar and Modi. And taking a cue from that, it seems that
And
on
that
the
is a
5th,
recent
there will
conversation.
be something big. Something.
And
Yeah,
Charity,
yeah.
that's a recent conversation, because he says that we spoke about the embezzlement of funds.
Yeah. So it is there, and they
Right.
will use, Vinay Katiyar will be used to raise this issue, take this issue to a certain level. Can look here now. Even Vinay Katiyar is saying that. So to convince
Right.
the RSS and the AK, look here, the best way to water down this whole game, this whole crime, is to hang somebody important, so that people get impressed by Modi, that look here, Modi has not spared anyone. Modi, when he says कि ना खाऊंगा ना खाने दूंगा, जो खा के चले गए उनको भी भुला दूंगा. Oh, that can be worked out in this way, very discreet, because this is not an ordinary man's game. And Modi, with all his, with the whole gang of operators, I would say, who mastermind a lot of things, mastermind elections. Now they are busy. Their only worry, they care two hoots. I am convinced that they care two hoots about Lord Ram. They are more worried about the implication of this chori. I'm sorry, not chori, dakati, of this dacoity, that it may, the fallout that it will have on the elections. And with Modi and Shah on their election is the only thing which reigns their mind.
Right.
So they wouldn't be bothered about Ram being used as a tool when Modi can create a 5-year old Ram for himself, a newborn 5-year-old Ram, which he created. So they can do anything to meet
Right.
their political ends.
Right. All right. So, Sarvesh, I'll come to you for the concluding comments. That now there, in this entire Ram Temple loot saga, we had the entry of Vinay Katiyar for the first time,
Mm.
where he
Yeah,
all of a sudden makes a statement and says, I spoke to the Prime Minister about the embezzlement of funds. Now, will this open another Pandora's box? Will this be another turning point in the sense that it can unfold some newer stories related to
No,
the theft?
I see it as the first step of damage repair. This is one of
Okay.
first of his statements. You'll hear more from him. So
yeah,
now he has started telling people and making starting building the hype that Modi ji is concerned, or ab chabuk unka aa raha hai and he'll do the thing, do the needful. He'll
yeah,
not
yeah,
spare
yeah.
anyone,
So
and
you were
now
saying
he'll
that he's trying to build the mahal, the atmospherics.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes,
And in the
More
bargain, he
serious
also
about
gets
it.
prominence. In the
Yeah.
bargain, he also
yes.
gets prominence.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
All
I'm
right.
happy. I'm happy that now at least the buck is has reached where it actually belongs, to the prime minister. So let's talk about the prime minister now, not the rooks.
All right. So we have to believe Vinay Katiyar that he has spoken to the Prime Minister. Now let's wait what happens on 5th of July when this Ram Temple Council meeting happens. And of course, the SIT investigation, where the time has been extended by 15 days. So we'll have to wait and watch for those things to unfold. Thank you so much, Charaji, for joining. Sarvesh, Shairaji, thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.